It is a great day to be alive, Streakers. I am excited to be here with you. There's a lot of things that I want to chat with you about. Some of them related to inbox items that I had. As I've mentioned in a couple of podcasts this week, I've gotten a few different newsletters in my inbox that I've spoken with you about. I got another one today that I want to talk with you about as well. And there's a couple of other topics that I want to put on the list. One of them, I think I mentioned in the last one, was talking about slowing down in a fog. And why did we decide to call this whole thing streaking? That's all on the docket for today. So without further ado, welcome to the Streakin Podcast. I'm Jeff Downs. Let's start streaking. What is streaking and why should you do it?
Streaking is how you set up personal winning streaks. Look at who you want to be and what you need to do to become that person. This is streaking.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jamie.
And we are streakers. Through 30 years of marriage and 7 children, we have learned the power of consecutive consistency or streaking.
To start streaking is simple. You just follow these 3 laws. Make it laughably simple, keep a record, and join the streaking community.
Streaking is your hidden superpower. With it, you will consistently progress and grow in whatever area of life you want.
In this podcast, Jeff and I will share all the fun, exciting, serious, solemn, wonderful parts of family, spiritual, professional, and personal life, and how streaking powers it all.
So join us in the conversation, join the movement, and start streaking today. One of the emails that I got in my inbox today ignited again some different thoughts that I had and how intentional and deliberate are important in life. The email that I got is from Jarvis Leverson, and he writes an article on the power of visualization. He says a couple of things. I'm not going to read the whole article, but a couple of things that I want to read to you that will spur some of the thoughts that I had about this. So what are visualizations? So he starts this way, he calls this the Morning Hero Minute. Today, I want to share a powerful concept with you, the magic of visualizations. What are visualizations? Visualizations are more than just daydreams. They are a form of mental practice where you play out scenarios in your mind. Athletes like Kobe Bryant and Tiger Woods swear by this technique. Kobe spent hours visualizing free throws, and Tiger visualizes his golf shots before making them. Why? Because, as Kobe puts it, things happen twice. First in your mind, then in reality. The autopilot effect. When you visualize something, you're ingraining it into your subconscious. This mental practice allows your body to go on autopilot when you face the real situation. It's a way of preparing yourself mentally for success. And then he goes on to talk about how you practice visualization. You know, and I've talked with you quite a bit about the whole idea of being on autopilot. Now, I don't disagree with visualization. In one of the podcasts I did a little bit ago, I took you through the behind-the-scenes look as I prepare for a keynote. I visualize the entire thing. And it's critical and important to being able to deliver something successfully. I am not at all about visualization. What I am cautious and conscious about is this idea of the autopilot effect. There are motor skills that you're going to ingrain. 2 of the people that he quoted were athletes. And as athletes, you are ingraining inside of you the motor skills necessary to be able to complete the free throws, for example, in his example of Kobe Bryant, or with the golf swing of Tiger Woods. It's the motor skills that you really want to be consistent and automatic. In order to get there, you have to be intentional and deliberate. You have to be able to look at the visualization in a way that is not autopilot. You are preparing yourself to be able to perform in high pressure situations. Each one of these individuals that he called out perform in high pressure situations. So do many of the elite athletes. But it's not only elite athletes that need to perform in high pressure situations. In your daily life, you're going to come across things that you need to be prepared for. Now, it may not be all the time. However, if you start the beginning of your day with a visualization of what your day will look like, that will help you to accomplish everything you want to get done. And it does not matter, be it in your career or in your personal life, whatever you decide, how you visualize the beginning of your day will help you to get it done. The question is, what do you visualize? Now, you can start to hear a streak that's forming, right? Visualize my day in the morning and just do it every morning. If I do that every day, this is a powerful, powerful technique. What are you visualizing? Notice with what he talked about in regards to Kobe and also Tiger, they are visualizing something that's specific. For example, Kobe with the free throws, Tiger with his swing. Those type of visualizations are critical to be able to get the motor skills down in such a way that when you're in the situation, you act in that way. You're not completely divorcing yourself from all thought. You actually are being highly intentional and you're using your full brain, including the basal ganglia, which is all about habit making in the sense of automatic motor skills. You want that to be there so that you reserve the frontal lobe for the high pressure situations where you're making a decision on which way to go and how to get over that particular obstacle, or when the crowd is on the line or the crowd is being loud and boisterous, what you visualize and what you intentionally do in that situation in order to complete whatever the free throw is or the goal is. Do you see what I mean? This is where visualization is critical and important. I work a lot with sales professionals. It's one of the things that I do in my career. I've been in sales for many, many, many years, since basically I can remember, back when I was delivering newspapers and selling subscriptions to those newspapers. I know that doesn't happen a lot anymore, but it was something that I did. When I talk with sales professionals, a lot of the professionals I talk about, when they talk about this visualization skill, they visualize on a global visualization. It's an overall aspect. It's looking at the entire forest. Critical and important to visualization, making it happen, is visualizing the details. Looking at and planning your day and then seeing every single one of those events and what you're going to be doing in those events in order to make them successful. Successful in the way that you determine it. You start a streak to visualize every day. Put in the Streaking app, I'm going to visualize at least one time a day. Now, typically that could be done in the morning. However, in order to make it laughably simple and achievable, which is what you want to do, you just choose visualization at least one time every day. In that visualization, what you are doing is looking at the details of every single event. So, for example, with sales professionals, what I ask them to do is look at the meeting that they may be having with a client and then seeing themselves in every detail and aspect, progressing through that meeting, and then closing to the next meeting, closing the sell, whatever the next step is, they see themselves closing it, the words that they're saying, the mannerisms that they have, the smile on their face, and the attention to detail that they have, the notes that they're taking. Every single part of that is the visualization, not the overall, I see myself as successful. I see myself as doing a great job. Yes, you can visualize that. But the visualization that really helps, the one that gets you right down into it, is the one where you're seeing the details of and that makes up the success. That's why you visualize, is so that you can see yourself in those details. Now, will it go exactly as you visualize? Not always, but you'd be surprised at how many times it does. How many times exactly what it is that you thought, saw, you willed it into existence. The client, for example, that doesn't see it as the right time or the right solution, you see answering those objections in your mind and how you'll do it and what it is that you'll do. And guess what? Many times that visualization will it into existence. That's in a sales professional. You can apply it anywhere. Think about just your day. If you are a full-time mom or a full-time dad, You visualize your day and your interactions with your kids and what that looks like and how that interaction becomes something that's high quality, something that you want to continue to do that is fulfilling not only for them, but also for you. These visualizations help you to grow and progress every day. Now, do you have to do it in the morning? Absolutely not. The streak is to do at least one visualization, to visualize at least one time every day. And when you do, you will start to see yourself have success in areas where you may not have had as great of success. Next, let's now tie, not next, but now let's tie in this whole idea of slowing down in a fog. Because visualization helps with this. The other day, I was driving along and I hit a fog bank. And that fog bank immediately caused me to slow down. Why? Because it was thick. It was difficult to see the road. I couldn't see anyone that was in front of me. Not even taillights or whatever it was. It was the fog was right there. So in order, and rightly so, to avoid getting in any type of an accident, I slowed down. Now, there is a problem with slowing down. There's people behind you that are going pretty fast as well. So you have a little bit of hope that they'll slow down because they've hit the fog as well. With that being said, in life, when you hit a fog, it's okay to slow down. This is part of the visualization as well on a daily basis. You are intentionally, deliberately slowing yourself down so that you can see what success looks like before it actually happens. You can see every single detail and what those details are. That's one of the reasons why people talk to you about planning your day and planning your week, planning your month, getting all those plans, because what you're doing is visualizing what success looks like. In the fog, when you're in the fog, it will take a little bit of time for it to burn away. But it can burn away. And how does it do that? Well, you either drive through it, but the sun burns that fog away. In other words, when you put light into, and powerful light, into a foggy situation, eventually that light will shine through the fog. How? Because, and what is that light? That light is your visualization. It is what you're picturing your success to be. There may be right now in your life just a whole bunch of fog because of any number of reasons. Slow down and visualize success, the details of that success, and that will get you through the fog. Which leads me to the whole reason why we call this thing streaking. When we were deciding on what the name of what it was that we were doing, when Jamie and I started our streak of run or walk at least 1 mile, 6 days a week, 8 years ago, we started to talk about this streak and what it was that we were doing. We were trying to come up with a name of what we were doing. Now, if you've been around long enough, you know that the streaking name is reserved for people running naked across a football field. That's typically what it was called. I did a little bit of research on this, and it was, I think, in the 1800s where this phrase was actually coined, where it was someone that was streaking. They were naked and going down a road, and the journalist that was reporting on it basically said they're streaking. And that's what stuck. That's what kept going with this name for quite some time. What we realized when we started streaks, which are everyday activities or every week activities that are repeated every single day, every single week, every single month, that was in essence a streak. It was, if you think about a winning streak is a consecutive number of games won. That's a winning streak. So a streak, not called a winning streak, but a consecutive streak, is the number of times in a row you do a particular activity, read a paragraph in a book. That is a consecutive streak. When you are doing that activity, you are streaking. That's why we call it streaking, is because you're putting a whole bunch of streaks together that now work in concert to help you become who you want to be. So that it's the whole streaking methodology. Jamie says that her goal in life is to change the definition of streaking throughout the world. That the first definition is streaking is what you do to improve your life. That is what you get involved with, the Streaking app and everything else. Now, did we know that this name would draw some attention and cause people to look twice? Absolutely. And we wanted to, because streaking has changed our lives. Streaking changed us in a way that we didn't ever know we had within our arsenal. We thought that what we were aiming for was reserved for the elite people of the world, the ones that were basically the savants, the accomplishing whatever amazing feat they were, until we realized that what those savants have is a powerful, not only a powerful focus, but also the ability to do consecutively activities that are going to get them what they want in life. If you think about a concert pianist that is a savant, that at a very young age has accomplished amazing things, if you go in and study their life, what you see is that every single day they were visualizing, they were doing the small activities so that they were moving through the fog of what maybe they didn't know what they had, to the point where they were a savant in this thing. That is what they do. You may not see it on the outside, but it is truly about the input. There's a book I read a little while ago, Talent is Overrated. If you haven't read it, great book. Many times people ascribe savants as having a particular talent, that they were born with it, that it was something that they just had. In the book, Talent is Overrated, he debunks all of that myth. What the individuals have that at a young age or later on in life are able to do amazing things, amazing activities, amazing results, what they have is this is the focus. They put their focus right on what it is they want to accomplish, so that they are thinking about it, visualizing it, they are practicing, they are streaking every single day. One of the studies that's in the book, it talks about pitch and perfect pitch. You know how you could say hum a C, and there's an individual that will be able to hum a C. What they did is what the question was, are you born with perfect pitch, or can you develop the skill to have perfect pitch? What they found is that you can develop the skill. They put together a full test, and after a certain amount of time of practice, and what that practice was, in other words, set up a streak, continue to do it, the individuals who are in that particular study with this streak were able to, through time, develop perfect pitch. That's pretty amazing, because a lot of times people will say, well, you're just born with that. You're born with a good ear. Now, your vocal cords may not produce a melodious sound that everyone likes to listen to, but you can produce the pitch. I agree that when we're talking about physical prowess or physical ability, genetics come into play. And I also know that there are many people who have had genetics not be in their favor, but accomplish amazing things. One of the persons I talk about, or that I think about, is Spud Webb. If you don't know who Spud Webb is, he played in the NBA. He was 5 feet, nothing. I mean, he was just over 5 feet tall. So not a tall player, but he played in the NBA and he was dynamic. Genetics were against him. How was he able to do it? Talent is overrated. He practiced. He had a streak to do what was necessary to become a player in the NBA. This is true of any elite athlete, any elite academician, anyone in the elite category. They have and continue to have streaks in their life. Streaks and streaking are available to you as well. The question is, what do you want to be? Once you've identified that, then start to look at the people who have succeeded in that area and look at the activities that they're doing. This goes all the way back to visualization. It's not just the overall statement that I want to be this person. More what it is the ability to visualize the inputs that you need to do on a daily basis in order to become that person. That's what you're striving to do. That's what you want to accomplish. So that when you visualize, you can work through the fog of your life to become the person you want to be with streaking. That's what it's all about. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's conversation. If you want the Streaking book, you can get it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or anywhere books are sold. Make a great Christmas gift for anyone that you want to share streaking with on how they can do something that maybe they've never imagined they could do. Streaking is your tool to be able to make that happen. You get it, again, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are sold. You can also download it Audible. Jamie and I recorded it on Audible, so you can get it there. Great Christmas gift. Another great gift is the gift of the Streaking app. The Streaking app, what you can do with this, now get this. You can start a streak and then invite others to do that streak as well. If there's something you're passionate about and something that you want to be, you can invite them to do that streak as well. When you set it up, you'll see in there how you can share your streak and invite people to do that streak as well. There's more to come on that, but right now that is available, and that's in the Streaking app at Google Play or the Apple App Store. Hopefully, you have a fantastic day. You're able to visualize exactly what your day will look like to be successful, and that it will be successful, and you'll continue on the path to who you want to be. Until we talk again, keep streaking.